Whew. It's it's been some time. I know in the beginning I wanted to like document my progression for what is it, my career and my life maybe, but yeah, things just got a little bit busy last spring of 2022, since that was my last semester, and I started to like prepare for like potential interviews because that's when I started applying to different companies. I was just polishing up my portfolio, studying different types of interview questions, and I just didn't think about documenting any of that stuff because I was just so busy studying. But we all know how 2022 was for tech. Not the greatest. Whoa. Got dark real quick. Yeah, but 2022 was not the best year to apply for software development, especially as your first year or slash junior. So yeah, I was just applying to companies like left and right. It was about maybe 5 to 8 companies per day, and if some of them really stood out and I was like actually really interested in that company and that position, then I would write a cover letter for them. And I did not know it takes some time to write a cover letter, since you got to do your research into the company and kind of present yourself. It's like why you'd be beneficial for them and why you're interested. But there wasn't too much luck with having even the first round of interviews, and even for the, I guess, like quote unquote junior positions that I applied to as well, even they were very picky. Like after I submitted my resume, even those companies that were looking for juniors, they would, and like the requirements were really low for some of them. I'm talking like 0 to 1 year experience of X programming language and like other different technologies. I was like, okay, I totally got this. Even those companies, they would just, I guess the good thing is they actually responded. Like 90% of them responded, even if it was a no. They would all say, sorry, thank you for your interest, but like unfortunately we're gonna be moving forward. I'm like, okay, whatever. At least you reply. There was one company, however, it was not a tech company. It was a more older company. It was like a HVAC, so it's like heater, ventilation, AC. They were the one company that actually reached out and expressed interest in having an interview. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. They wanted me to fill out their application, like not from the from LinkedIn or Indeed and websites like that. They wanted me to go on the website and actually fill out the official job application, and it was like one of those older kind of traditional applications. It's like 8 to 10 pages long, and you need to fill out every little detail that's even on your resume. So I'm like, oh shoot, okay, here we go. And then also they wanted 3 references, right? Like as part of the application. That's the one step that kind of put me off a little bit. I know that most companies will ask you for references, but that's like usually, or I assumed it was after when you get closer to like the final stages, or closer to an actual job offer. That's when I assumed they would ask for the references, because I had that experience before in the past. But I guess that's not the case, more specifically for this company. However, I was in school since 2020, right? Spring of 2020, right when COVID happened. So I haven't been working, and even though I technically have references, it's been a couple of years, right? So I felt weird putting them on, and also I would have to reach out to them and let them know, like, hey, can I use you as references? Like, I know it's been some time, but it just felt kind of weird. I just tossed the whole application. I mean, not physically. It was online, of course, but I just closed out. I'm like, screw this. I don't think this is a good idea, or I don't want to like fill this out. Come the next day, I was like, you know what, John, you have no room to be picky. Just do it. Just reach out to those old connections and just do it. I was like, okay. So that's exactly what I did. I filled out the application again. I reached out to my old references that I used before, and they were all cool with it, which was great. But then one of them in particular, he told me to reach out to one of our mutuals that I haven't really talked to in a while. So just to see if like he has any job openings or anything like that. I reached out to him that same day. And here's the crazy part. That same day was when my friend was just about to start reaching out to search for other developers to join his team. He's been contracting for a couple of years. He found a new client recently, and he was trying to build like a small team of devs to work on the project. It was, it's a startup, and they were trying to build a mobile application from the ground up. So it's not like contracting where like you're maintaining a project that's already been built, but rather it's like a fresh start. Obviously, I said I was interested, and the good thing is the tech that they were using was React Native and Firebase, and a couple of other little smaller ones, but those are like the main two. And I was like, this is perfect, because like, yeah, maybe I wasn't using React Native so much, but I have been using React and Firebase like religiously, especially during spring of that year. So my friend connected me to the client. We chatted for a little bit. He had me onboard the team, and I've been working on this project ever since. I officially started working in July, so it's been about like 7 months, just about there. It's been good. It's been really good. I've been learning a lot along the way, because there's just a whole bunch of new things that I haven't used before, including like Stripe and Firebase functions. Like, yes, I have been using Firebase, but I haven't really used Firebase functions, which is really, really cool. Basically, you don't even need to create like your own backend server, like your own server, like using Node.js, for examable, like Node and Express or maybe .NET. You can just build your own API in the cloud, and Firebase functions takes care of all of that stuff. Obviously, it's not as like powerful as Node and Express or any of the backend, but it's pretty useful. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what's what's in store for us in the next stage. Since we did talk about them in the last meeting, we've basically done with the contract. I mean, we're still polishing up a few things here and there, but we're essentially done. The client was actually interested in talking to like all of us individually and seeing what our plans are, to see also if we might be interested in joining full time. It would be very risky, obviously, like any other startup. And I read that 80% of startups fail, which is honestly not a surprise, but it is what it is. It sounds really exciting. It'd be really fun to just experience this and potentially, and I stress potentially, be part of something huge, like make it grow. And obviously I'd be part of the founding team, which is also what the client told us as well, if we're interested. It's definitely something to think about. If in any case it doesn't work out, it'll be okay, because at least this time I'll have a solid addition to my resume, which is directly related to all the requirements for like the positions and companies that I apply for, instead of having just like a blank slate, or not a blank slate, but like other job experiences that have little to no relevance to programming. So that's where I'm at today. I guess this is like a little check-in per se. Yeah, it would be nice to just look back at this someday and be like, oh, okay, that's where I was in that era. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But until next time, peace.